So Debbie, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you as well. All right, well, I'm not going to assume that everybody knows me, so I'm going to introduce myself and then I'm going to pass it over to Debbie to introduce herself, and then we're going to get started with some great recruiting do's and don'ts, ABC, one, two, three kind of thing. So my name is Lori Cantor, and I just love Color Street. I am an executive leader, being here for 18 months now, and I've been in direct sales 20 years. I love recruiting because I believe in the opportunity, and I think that we just to be able to have people dreaming again, and then when we go to set a timeline on that dream, they're going to have goals and they're going to meet those goals. This company offers such opportunity, and you're going to see that tonight as Debbie and I dig into your the people that you're going to meet and how to meet them and what to do with the people that you meet, where you're going to meet them. I'm a mom of 4 kids. My why has been my family, true and true, throughout my direct sales career. And now the next generation in our household has appeared. So I have 2 grandbabies, and I have another one on the way. So not today, Debbie. I know that you knew Paige was going over there. She was sent home. Many of us know that feeling. She was like, they're sending me home. So my daughters do any day. So, but yeah. So Debbie, why don't you tell us about yourself and introduce yourself? Blah, blah, blah. Wonderful.
Well, my name is Debbie Tarr, and I've been in direct sales for 38 years. I've been with Color Street for 17 months. I'm a director. I have 5 grandkids, 1 great grandchild. Been married 47 years this fall. Retired for about a year and a half and absolutely hated it, so decided I needed to go back to work. And then Kara actually introduced me to Color Street, so here I am.
That's how you and I met. Debbie and I met through Kara.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make it this a little bit higher up here so I can everybody. All right, well, so what I'm thrilled about is that in the Team Joyful, or I think also in Debbie's team too, there's a file called Polished University. And it was a joy to go through this again. This came out a while ago. Debbie had put this wonderful training together. Debbie's a great teacher, and the detail, the devil are in the details. She did a great job with the details, and it was fun today to kind of recap and a reminder of the tidbits that are out there that really will help you to have a business of parties and also a team as well. So we're going to dig into that. If you don't have that up, that's okay, because Debbie's going to share her screen and we're going to go through it. But we're going to start with the road to success. I'm sure all of you have that from your kit, the road to success. And if you don't have it handy right now, it's okay, because Debbie has it right here. So we're going to talk about pages 12 and 13 about, I think, Debbie, we're going to start with the Polished University. Were we going to start with the Polished University, or is the Frank list on here as well?
It's on here as well. This does give you an idea of different people. It kind of jogs your memory of different people you might know. And then as you do go down, you will see that it has where you can list as well.
Okay. So if it's easy enough, can we go back over to Polished University to pages 14 through 17?
Yeah, right here.
So we'll start this story in the beginning.
Okay. Can you see it?
No. I see the road to success.
Oh, okay. Because on mine it is showing. Let me see if I can. Let's see how I do this. There we go. You see it now?
No.
Okay, I'm going to have to go completely out of that road to success, evidently.
Okay.
Let's try this again. It didn't like it when I switched.
There you are. Great. Right there it is. Okay, so we're going to go up to page 14 because we're going to start this story from the beginning.
And this is page 14.
Hi, Meg. I haven't seen you.
Hi, Lori. Hi, Jessica.
So is this page 4? Is this page
14? Yes.
Is it? Okay. All right. So Debbie, we're going to alternate. I'm going to talk a little bit about this and lead it into you. So my first bookings, what's really great about this, I want you all to use your imagination right now. I will probably lose my voice here. I can see, sorry. Hang on. Debbie, go ahead and take over.
Take over, okay. Talking about my first bookings, this basically was created, this portion of it was created for a brand new stylist, but we can always go back to this. And I know that Lori always talks about the Frank list, and basically this is what the Frank list looks like. And what Frank stands for is friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, and kids' contacts. And then I also have listed on here, don't forget about coworkers, bank tellers, real estate agents, civic club acquaintances, and so on. But what we want to do is start a list of people that we know. And just sitting down and maybe trying to think of 5 to 10 people to begin with. And then as you remember different people, then you'll jot their names down. As you do shows, as you go out in public and you talk to people, you will also come across people that you will want to list here. So we had brought up the Road to Success booklet a little bit earlier, and it does on page 12, or page, 12 and 13. It does also give you some information here about different people that you might want to connect with. And also in this Road to Success, it will also give you area to write people's names as well. I like this because you can keep it with you wherever you go. And if you're waiting somewhere for your child or whatever, you can pull this out and you've got a few minutes that you can contact people by text or by phone call. Okay. But this is where you will start to get your names for clients, hosts, and future stylists. Lori, did you mute yourself?
I did. I was having a coughing jag, and I was trying to be polite and not cough in everybody's ear. Sorry about that.
Okay, that's all right.
I'm struggling a little bit. So that Frank list, and I wrote in the chat, I want you all right now not to shut your mind down if you've been a seasoned stylist and you have been doing this for a while. And I say that just from personal experience today when Debbie and I were doing this, actually engage in the activity. And you're here, you're investing the time. So do the activity, even if you've done this when you first started. I want you to pretend right now that this is your very first day and listen with those ears of a new stylist, because you're going to have, this is about recruiting. So I want you to think like your new stylist might be thinking. So revisit that moment and do those Frank lists yourself as well, so you can be relatable to your new stylist. That Frank list is really important to go down. You'll be amazed who you uncover because you're meeting new people all the time. All right, the next page on this, Debbie. Okay, so remember I had said that you're going to think of being a new stylist. Well, we're always going to be launching our businesses. There's always something new launching. So Debbie, why don't we get into that? Why don't you talk a little bit about launching your business and what that looks like?
Well, when you first start, what I usually suggest is that people schedule 3 launch parties. And you might schedule them, the first 2 might be within 2 weeks apart, and then your third one may be a month after you start. The reason that I suggest this is because we don't, not everyone will attend the launch parties when we invite them. So when we have our first one, we have who's came. So then when we go to the second one, we invite people who were not at the first one. And then the same thing for the third one. But you can always launch your business. There's always something new going on where you can do launches. So right now we have the new petty sets. So you can do a launch to just kind of show people those, or the petite set. Those are fairly new. You can do a launch to do those. You can bring people in as for a focus group. That could also be somewhat of a launch, bring them in and show them the new pieces, see what they like. And there is something out there, and we'll probably cover that later on focus groups, that it's another way to bring people in, to get them involved, see them face to face, so that it's easier to book and recruit. So that's what the launch is. When they have the new, Lori, what do you call them? They're coming out with another new one, like the Pit series, and to raise money for groups. When those come out, you can do a launch.
And they're coming out next week. So, yeah, you heard that here. So get yourself set up for the end of the month. You want to, if you have a goal you haven't hit yet, you still have something else to launch. So have yourself your own. I really challenge, Debbie, don't you think this is a good idea? Let's challenge the girls and myself as well, and yourself as well, to have a launch before the end of the month. We still have, plenty many days to do one. And there were some neat ideas last night. One was have an ice cream sundae one, where, you supply the vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry, and you invite your guests to bring toppings. Everyone that brings a topping has a chance at a set of nails. And that's your, theme parties are really big right now. Do a launched theme party to get everybody over your home. When's the last time you did one? When's the last time you launched or had an open house of your own? So I highly recommend doing a theme party. And also, especially this next one, Debbie, this next awareness is pretty sensitive. So yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Okay. And then personally invite people. Don't do like a group text or a group Facebook message to invite people, but personally invite one at a time, and let them know how you really want to see them. And, because just make it more personal when you're inviting people.
I agree with that 100%. Now you're probably wondering, you're on a recruiting call. Why are we talking about this? And the reason that we're talking about this is, go ahead, Debbie.
Is because without bookings or without seeing the people, there's no recruiting. So you need to get yourself around people.
Yeah, and that could be virtual as well. So we know some of you are like rock stars out there in the virtual world. So whether it be virtual, it be in-home nail parties, it be out there in your vendor events. If you go to Connect 10, you'll see that, challenge yourself to connect with 10 people and get the, color 10 people's nails is what our training from corporate says. And I think that's a really great goal to do. There's another avenue. If you have that focus of making sure that you are, getting the samples on 10 people, you're seeing people. But when you have nail bar events and you focus on them, that's truly where you're going to see your next recruit. A lot of times, Debbie and I agree that your next recruit is your next hostess.
Yes, and with that hostess coaching is the first contact that you're going to have with her, and you start planting seeds right then for recruiting. And you talked about the color 10, and we're talking about 10 people a week. Mm-hmm. 2 a day. What's that really going to take you? 15 minutes or less a day to contact 2 people?
Yeah, and I think a part of it is being prepared, right? You want to make sure that you have your nail sample, your business card, and an alcohol wipe handy dandy. And if you can, it's so important, just if nothing else, get their email so that you can put them in your email contacts. So that when you have your email campaigns and you've met that girl at Wawa, then that's our coffee house, by the way, Debbie. I don't know if you have.
We don't have one of those here.
Wawas are big out our way. Anyway, so when you have her email, you just add her to your contact list in the back office, and then she'll be on your email campaign. So even if she didn't order from you, at least you have her there.
Okay, then also having a goal at every show that you do, and even if that is a Facebook party or that you're doing, a goal would be 3 bookings at each party, 2 sponsoring leads, and 8 to 10 orders. And when we talk about sponsoring leads, this is not saying that you're having 2 stylists sign up at every party. This is saying that you have a lead, someone that you think would be great and you would love to work with, and you approach that person. So approaching 2 people at every event or party or Facebook event that you do. And if you're doing 1 party a week, then you should have 8 people that you have on your list of potential stylists that you can talk to.
Well, because truly fortune's in the follow-up.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's a numbers game as well.
Yeah, that's really true. I remember that I used to, and I'm going to start doing this again. That's why I'm so glad. It's so great when you train. If any of you ever get an opportunity and someone asks you to train, make sure that you say yes, because usually when you train, you learn and you remind yourself of all these wonderful little nuggets. So this 3 bookings, it was so important that I got 3 bookings because I switched out my career. I left my career and made direct sales my full-time career. If I left a party, Debbie, and didn't have 3 bookings, I didn't stop until I got those 3, from that party that I just had. If I got 2 bookings, I knew that in the next 24 hours, I had to get 1 more booking.
Right. That's a great goal to set too. And I can remember when I first started direct sales, I was 22 years old. And I had ran out of bookings, completely out of shows. I didn't know where I was going to go next. And back then there wasn't Facebook. Okay. So it was live parties. And so I thought, what am I going to do? My business is done. I don't have any more parties. I don't know who to contact. Well, I just started working on my Frank list and started contacting people. And finally I had one person tell me that they would have a party for me. And it just finally clicked with me. If I would work my hostess plan, I would never run out of parties again. And I didn't. And my hostess plan was we always worked to get 3 bookings. Now, in that company, we had a 3 booking gift that when they did get 3 bookings. But with this company, we have where they can get $25 for each party up to 3 parties. So that's $75 they can earn in product with 3 qualified parties. So
I think they've made that easier, Debbie, because it was such a little stickler for a while there, but I think they've made that easier to claim that $25 booking. So we really have to get that going again.
Right. And so, well, that's an extra $75. So 3 bookings is 3 more chances to book, sell, and recruit.
And that's, again, where we're going to find that next recruit. So that's awesome.
You have anything else here, Lori? So you said something about keeping your calendar up to date.
Yeah, I love, Angie just put that on there too. And Angie, this is Angie's first go at it with a direct sales company. She reminded me of that last night when we had our regional. And what she's doing, Debbie, is what you and I are talking about when we were, that first, these rules here. And she reaches out to everybody. She's only doing virtual parties, but it's the same concept. It's just making sure that she's personally reaching out to the guests that are there. And that's where she's finding her recruits as well. And her next bookings, of course. And then I love that you and I are going to share with the gals that are all Facebook this next one about, I love the visual. And I think that's coming up next. So I'll leave them hanging for that recruiting visual that you and I talked about, that I'm going to start doing at my parties again. I do like that hostess coaching there, that quick reminder that you have, and then knowing the hostess rewards. This was really good too, about, what are you offering them?
You do need to know your hostess program, because if someone says, well, what do I get for having a party? And you don't know your hostess plan, and you have to say, I don't know, let me find out. You've lost your chance for that one-on-one excitement that you've built with her about booking a party. And just a little, I don't know, meme or whatever that I say is 10 and 3 means success for you and me. So that I say that to my hostesses when I'm talking to them as well. And then naturally that means 10 orders and 3 bookings for a nail bar. And that's a great goal to have you and your hostess shoot for. And
yeah, I think that giving your host a goal is just as important as setting up your own goals.
Okay, Lori, I didn't know if there was anything else on that page you wanted to cover.
No, keep going down. You're doing great.
Now on this, the hostess coaching tips, there are areas in here where you're starting to plant your seeds with your hostess. So when you see the word sponsoring, like right here, I don't know if you can see me hover over that. it does talk about planting seeds. You're sponsoring seeds, and you will find tips on what to say on page 23 of this. I do give you scripts and everything that you need in this Polished Up University. And again, you will find this under files on Lori's group. And then if you go down a little bit farther at the pre-show, you're asking the hostess before you even get there if she knows anyone who might be looking for some extra money, to earn some extra money. She may give you some names of someone who has shared with her that they would like to have a little side job or something. And so she can give you the name of that person, and then you just go from there. Whether they attend the show, or you make sure that there's someone that you talk to there, or if they can't attend the show, maybe the hostess can ask her if it's all right for you to call.
Debbie, isn't it also such a great way to plant that seed with her about, so if I say you're my host and I'll say, so, Debbie, do you know anyone that's looking for an extra stream of income to come in? Or, I'm growing a team, and I was wondering if you knew anybody. Have you ever had someone say, well, what about me?
Oh, yes, yes. And then when you ask the question, have you ever thought about this, doing this, or something like this, and they tell you no, you have to remember they're not telling you no that they don't want to do this. They're telling you no because you asked them if they had ever thought about it. And perhaps they never thought about it before. So you've planted the first seed. And you usually have to ask more than once.
Well, yeah, we know that. Yeah, that's true, Debbie. That's true. It says here, one of the girls writes, Debbie, thank you notes are to all new customer orders and anyone who hosted a party. I add my business card in Tuesday. That's great. And Megan's awesome. Megan's a great leader in the group. And I can see why, because thank you notes are so amazing. In-home parties, what I would do, Debbie, and to everybody, I would leave them in the bathroom. When I went to leave, I would leave a little thank you note in the bathroom. Back then, I was in a beautiful candle business, and I'd leave a little votive with that. So now we can leave the Tuesday, like you're saying, and put that in their bathroom. So when she goes to clean up, that would be there. So good point, Megan. Thanks for sharing.
Okay. And I didn't know if this was one of the pages you wanted to do anything with. You said through 18.
Yeah, let's see. So this is, what page are we on here?
18.
Okay, no, 18 we didn't go to, but let's go to 23. You had said in there was some verbiage going down to 23. And you all can print this out and have it and use it for your notes. We're going to be doing this again next week. So we're going to go right back through this. All right. So here is sponsoring, what to say, because when you know what to say, you will quickly learn what not to say. So we talked about that you can find your next recruit at your next party, whether it be online or in person. But what do you say? So identifying potential team members. So the first bullet goes over, I just started my own business with Color Street, and I would love to share it with you. This product is fabulous and so versatile. The parties are easy, the time commitment is flexible, and the extra income is great. I think it would be fun for us to start at the same time. Don't you? We were just talking about that. Summertime's a great time to start. Why not buddy up with somebody? If you're a new girl, so you can say to your new girl, hey, you know what? I know you're super excited. This is a great time. Who do you think would love to do what you're doing? And let her come up with her own list and help her right away get to that next step.
You have all the verbiage you need here, and you don't have to say it exactly as it's written. You can put it in your own words. But the key to this is to practice so that it's natural. And the more you practice, the easier it is. And one of the things that I did that at different times really was I'd have someone come in, a friend or something come in and ask if I could practice on them. And you wouldn't believe how many times the friend came into the business. When I just practice on them.
That's a good point. And we'll get into that next time with the focus groups, right, Debbie? So that's a really good point.
Okay, and then I think this is where you were talking.
Yeah, I am bringing this back in my business big time. And if you're on this and you're watching and you have a great Facebook party business as well, this is something you might want to add into a visual. So can I speak on this one, Debbie? Because it's really near and dear. I did a lot of recruiting with this because, and unfortunately, I don't have a visual here, but I'm going to try to be really animated when I talk. And plus, you have it right in front of you. I love, Debbie actually includes what to have in this bag. And then you can also, like Debbie said, personalize it to yourself. But I would have this box. It was a treasure box. And I would open up the treasure box and tell them this was, and this would have been perfect for last night, Debbie. So next week, next month, I'm going to do this. My why in a bag. I'm a visual learner. So that's why even when I was teaching last night about finding your why, as soon as I saw this with you today, it clicked with me that my visual was so much more, meant more to me. In my treasure chest, I had a picture of my kids. I remember having a car because I had a beat up van, but it served the purpose. But I wanted a new car at that time. I had credit card debt, so I had a credit card in there. I'm trying to think what else I had in there. And I had a check. Oh, I'd written myself out a check. And I think you have that in there as well, like what I wanted to earn every month. And I think it's a great visual for the people that are there, that they can, how do you do stuff? Angie writes, how do you do stuff for student loans? Well, let me tell you, just have to say the word FAFSA or Sally Mae and they'll know that that's what you're talking about. But yeah, you can use a degree. But that's what we're saying. Be visual, what your why is. I love that. Yeah, so you have it here, nail strips, your opportunity bag. People start this business for lots of different reasons. I'm actually listening to a really good book. I highly recommend it. It's called The Right Next Thing. It's a faith-based book, but what I will, and the only but is just to say the next thing I want to say is that it talks about people. And we are in the people business. We might represent nail strips, which I love that it solves a problem for people, but we truly are in the people business. And that this opportunity can mean so many different things to so many different people. I do need an income, but I also love the sisterhood. I'm social and I love women and I love watching women succeed. So this is a good fit for me. I love the word sisterhood too. But that's just me. So this is where I would fall into here. Other people might just need it seasonally. So there's different reasons and you have to be in tune to that as a recruiter and a leader.
And Lori, you're always talking about storytelling. So this is a good area to do storytelling. And if you personally are just brand new and you don't really have a story to tell, who on your team does that you can share their story, their why?
Yeah, that's true because I use an example. I mean, Debbie, I could even use your story there, but I know that Ellen Smith, and also I think Ellen Smith, Debbie, one of the girls, Debbie Hawkins, she got on board because Ellen was talking about using it for her retirement. And Debbie thought, well, I'll better get it going now because I'm retiring in 5 years, let's just say. So you're right. Someone else's story would be valid with somebody else, just be in tune to it.
Well, and I originally started direct sales when I was 22 because I was tired of the babysitter telling me what my son did for the first time. And so I wanted to stay home with them so I could see the first. So I started my direct sale business at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Angie tells my story. I didn't realize she did, but she was telling me last night. She thought, well, Lori wouldn't misguide me. So if Lori can do it with 4 kids, I can do it with 2. So I thought, okay, our stories do matter. You're right.
Okay. And
there's that check.
The check you can cut out. And then it does tell, you can find out what that represents in here as well. And there's your opportunity talk that you wanted me to bring up. So basically this is where you write your story.
Yeah, share why you love Color Street. Come from your heart. Be honest with you. I think, last night we were talking about it. It was interesting. So many of the women were so happy that they didn't have to paint their nails anymore, that they could have beautiful nails. So they're, what moved you? What do you hope to gain? And then keep it in front of you. That's a really important thing too. We talked about that. If you do your why story here, but take little nuggets and put it on Post-it notes and put it on your mirror or on your fridge, just keep it in front of you.
and your why story will change. I've been, like I said, I've been in 38, almost 39 years now, and I've had several why stories. I raised my son. He graduated high school while I was doing direct sales. And then my grandkids came along, so I put them through private school. So that was a why. And now my why is I am retired. I retired for a year and a half, hated it. So I needed something else. And my why right now is to pay it forward to other people, because I had so many people pour into me and help me to be successful in the business. So that's my why now, is to pay forward.
I'm a little bit behind you. I'm like where you were with paying for your grandkids. So I'm here because I want to be that anchor in my household still, even though my last one is graduating and, my oldest is 30. I have grandbabies coming, and I want to be able to help out just, so that they don't have to be in daycare, or our school. I don't know, maybe private school will be in the future as well. And we still have college debt to pay off with our boys. So, yeah.
Okay. And then Lori, this was the last one. And it's something like a Frank list. And what I usually say at this point to a stylist is, we all have someone, we have one or two people that you could probably think of right now that you would absolutely love to work with. So who in your life would you love to work with? And why? Because when you talk to them, you need to be, like Lori says, come from the heart, be sincere as to why you would like to work with them, why you think they would be good at this. Maybe they're one of those people that just seem to draw people to them because they're so friendly and outgoing. So that's why you think that they would be great at it. Or maybe they have a fashion sense. They love doing their nails, so they'd be great at it. So who are at least two people that you would love to work with, and why?
Yeah, that's a really good point, is not to stop when you get that next recruit. Work with that new recruit and her jumpstart too. She gets extra bonuses for recruiting during that time. Debbie and I are going to go through those kind of logistics next week. We're going to do another Tuesday nights. We're going to start working with you all that you can count on it, and we'll have different girls speak on different subjects. And right now it's going to be recruiting, because there's a reason, there's a method to our madness. So we're going to end with you all thinking, you just have a new recruit. Now what? Now get that new recruit to get one. The best time for her to do that is when she's all excited about her new business. So sit down with her and wrap that up where she is, she's looking as well. And, give her the words to say. Share that, your story. So maybe she'll use your story as she's having her first shows. So that's great, Debbie. And I really recommend, if you can print that off, use that. You can put it in a binder, and you can use it through your notes when we go through this, because we're going to use this for the next couple of weeks to Polished University and help it to give you a solid foundation. If there's any cracks in your foundation right now, this is going to help put that strength in your foundation as we catapult into the best-selling season. What we sell from the end of August to the end of December is 3 times the amount what we've sold this whole past year. Right, Debbie? You've seen that in your direct sales as well.
Selling season, yeah.
Yep. So let's get going. Let's get this train and this momentum going now, and meet us back here next week at 8 o'clock.
And then, Lori, you wanted to talk about a goal of 1 show a week and where you want to be by July 31st.
Thank you so much. I did. I think that we all should be, I grew up in the direct sales world where 8 will make you great. And, but 1 show a week. Give yourself that goal. If you want to make it higher, that's great. But let's all give ourselves that goal from now to conference, from now to July 31st. I hate the word try. I just have to be honest with it. Do your best, your very best. You know that you gave it your all before your head hit the pillow, that you have a nail bar event once a week. And if right now you have nothing on your calendar, then have your own launch party. And then by July 31st, I want you to write down, where do you want to be? Okay? I'm going to tell you mine. I told you. So I want to be a paid rank executive. So we know that we have our titles that we've reached the highest for, and we've hit them. That's why we have that title. But every month you still have to hit that for your pay rank. So mine is to be paid executive at as we go into conference. And our team goal is to be $1 million team. And we're going to hit that. We're going to hit both of them, but we're going to hit that one as well. So let's meet up next week, Debbie, and see how you guys are all doing with your one nail bar event per week between now and July 31st. And what was the other one? That was it, right?
That was it. And then you also thought about opening up for questions?
Yeah, let's do that. Thank you so much, Debbie. All right. Seize the booking at Angie Wrights. Make it happen. Seize the day. Carpe diem. Amen to that. Okay. So questions. Go ahead.
I have a question. Can you
Go
hear me?
ahead. Shoot.
So this is actually not about recruiting, although I do have questions about that. This is about online parties. I've had 2 now, and I've had like $30 in sales when 18 people have been invited. I've gone live. I've reached out to people. Any idea on what to do? I've posted a gazillion posts.
I have one question, Jess, for you before I answer you, because what I've noticed, how is your hostess with interacting?
Well, I had one hostess who was amazing. She's actually in direct sales. And she didn't even buy anything. I had somebody else place a $35 order, and someone else actually booked a party off of her. But no one bought anything. And she personally reached out to people. I personally reached out to people, and nada. I sent samples. I made sure everyone got the samples. I called them out on the party link, like, hey, let's see your nail fee. But nothing. They didn't even post those.
All right, so let me see. I'm going to read to you. Angie says, if they are reaching out to people and they aren't responding, have your hostess reach out to them and update you on each one of them. And she did, Angie. She said that she did, and that they weren't even responding. That's going to happen. No matter what, Jess, you can't control that. So don't worry about that in that sense, and keep at it. I have a hit or miss business on the Facebook. I mean, nail bar parties in person are my jam. Maybe connect with Angie if there's some tips she can give you. But I will tell you, if the hostess isn't interacting, no. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and what was your other one about recruiting you said?
I don't know. I have lots of them. I'll have to just maybe send you an email and work on it.
Yeah, we'll cover them also next week. So look through your notes that you just took. And
okay.
Did you find this helpful?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I'm going to definitely print that out and check it out.
Yeah, I'm telling you, getting back to this is I'm actually really inspired myself, because it's nothing new under the sun.
Yeah.
Hey, Ellen.
Hello.
It definitely gave me a bunch of to-dos I need to get done. So that's
along
good.
with moving, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And you'd also said that you've done 2 Facebook parties. Give yourself more time.
Oh, I've done more than 2.
Oh, okay.
These are just 2 I did in the last 2 weeks, and
okay.
yeah, but it's people I don't even know. So I thought, well, maybe it's just because they don't know me. I don't know.
Any other questions?
And I've had great ones, and I've had ones that have done $400. So I don't know. I guess it is just hit or miss.
But that's the way it is with live parties too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That's true.
It is. That's why they call it a show average.
That's true. But you got to have those. You got to have shows to have averages. That's right.
And I always tell people you're going to have the good, bad, and the ugly, and you just have to expect that, because you will.
I just said last night, this is a roller coaster ride. The only person that gets hurt are the ones that jump off.
I like it.
All right. Anybody have any other questions? Persist. That's right. That's my word, Angie. Persist. Persist. I'm just looking through the notes. Don't take it personally. Don't let it get you down. Just trudge on through. That's right. That's right. All right. So write your questions for next week. You have a lot of information that you took in. Download that Polish University and enjoy it. Take those little nuggets. Make it personally yours. And we just can't wait to watch you all get into that next step of leadership. And write down your goals. So next week we know, next week, this time next week, Debbie and I will be seeing you. All right.
Thank you, Debbie.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Lori.